Our environment. Our natural environment comprises resources that are beneficial for the survival of life on Earth. Natural things, both living and non-living, which are of use to man, are collectively called natural resources. Clay is the raw material for bricks, tiles, pottery, etc. Crude oil is the natural resource for petrol, diesel, kerosene, cooking gas, etc. Flowing water, wind, sunlight are the natural resources for electricity. Ores of metals form the raw materials for metals such as aluminium, copper, iron, etc. Plants and animals are used for man-made products such as medicines, food, fiber, leather, etc. Rocks form the raw materials for buildings, walls, roads, sculptures, etc. Rocks and clay are the raw materials for cement. Softwood, trees and grass are used for man-made products like rayon, paper, cardboard, furniture, etc. Coal is the natural resource for coal tar, coal gas, dyes, coke, etc. Limestone and clay are the raw materials for Portland cement. Degradation of the environment. All living things depend on their environment for their survival. Naturally, if the environmental conditions degrade drastically, the life-supporting ability of the environment reduces or exhausts completely. For example, if the soil erodes, the number of plants decrease. This, in turn, also affects the living organisms that feed on these plants. Slowly and gradually, the degradation spreads across the entire ecosystem, affecting all other life forms. Environmental degradation is the result of some severe changes in the environment that adversely affect the living organisms in it. Causes of environmental degradation. Natural causes. Floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions are some of the natural causes that degrade the environment. However, as these events are not continuous, there is enough time for living things to re-establish themselves. Man-made causes. Clearing of forests for building cities, industries, practicing agriculture, and extracting natural resources. Mining minerals and extraction of metals for use in industries. Use of fossil fuels for machines required in mining, agriculture, manufacturing processes, and transport. Use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Increasing population leads to over-exploitation of natural resources. Our environment. Consequences of environmental degradation. Pollution. The environment has been drastically exploited over the past 2 centuries. Man has cleared forests in the name of progress and development and replaced them with settlements and agricultural fields. Unscientific disposal of waste on land as well as in water has polluted these natural resources. As a result, the environment has slowly and gradually degraded. Air pollution or pollutants, microbes, pollen, spores, smoke, dust, fiber, pesticides and other agricultural sprays, harmful gases given out by automobiles, burning fuels and industries are some air pollutants. Effects: pollution causes diseases, especially of the eyes, skin, respiratory system and cancers. Acid rain destroys forests, crops, buildings and bridges. Smog, that is smoke plus fog, decreases visibility, leads to accidents, slows down traffic and delays flights. Control measures: use alternative, non-polluting or less polluting fuels. Example, solar energy, geothermal energy, etc. Better laws should be framed and enforced to control pollution. Use safer technologies. Water pollution or pollutants: raw sewage, domestic waste, industrial effluents, oil spills, pesticides, fertilizers, and effluents from mining activities are common water pollutants. Effects: chemical poisoning of water bodies has destroyed aquatic life. In humans, it is causing physical and mental disabilities and sometimes death. Shortage of clean potable water has affected many life forms all across the globe. Water pollution leads to easy spread of waterborne diseases. Control measures: waste from toilets is called sewage. Sewage and industrial effluents should be treated in plants to remove harmful substances before being released into the environment. Prevent water bodies from being used as a dumping ground. Make less use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Land, that is soil, pollution or pollutants, plastic, glass, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, oil spills, garbage, dumping of mining waste and radioactive waste, the most dangerous one, are some land pollutants. Effects: infertile land, unhealthy growth of plants, low farm yields are some of the effects of land pollution. Polluted soil reduces the nutrient value of crops. Polluted soil may pollute water that comes in contact with it. Open garbage is the breeding ground for a number of disease-causing microorganisms. Fertilizers and pesticides enter human bodies either through water or food and cause numerous functional disorders such as Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease. Radioactive wastes can cause cancer and other problems. Control measures. Make minimum use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Recycle plastics. Convert wet garbage into biogas or use it for vermiculture. Regulate dumping of mining wastes. Noise pollution or pollutants. Noise, especially from loudspeakers, heavy traffic, heavy machines, planes, bands, crackers, noisy people, and noisy celebrations are some of the common sources of noise pollution. Factories and industries too cause high levels of noise pollution because of the industrial processes. Effects: disturbed sleep or lack of sleep, frightened infants, disturbed animals, ill temper, annoyance, increased heartbeats, deafness are effects of noise pollution. Control measures. Controlling noise pollution is easier than controlling any other form of pollution. All educational institutes, hospitals, and courts are declared as silence zones according to the Noise Pollution Regulation and Control rules. Strict implementation of this law will help control noise pollution. Deforestation. Cutting down of large number of trees without taking effective measures to replace them is called deforestation. Forests are destroyed due to forest fires, major road construction activities, building of large dams, setting up of factories, residential areas, farming and cultivating tea gardens, etc. Effects: the natural surroundings that are essential for an animal or a plant to live well are called its habitat. Destruction of forests leads to loss of habitat for plants and animals, thus threatening their existence. Control measures. Conservation of forests, afforestation, reforestation, use of alternative forms of energy are some control measures. Soil erosion. Soil erosion occurs when useful topsoil gets eroded by natural agents such as wind and flowing water. Tilling, overgrazing, and destruction of forests also lead to soil erosion. Our environment. Conservation of natural resources. Water conservation. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater is collected, filtered, and stored in underground tanks. Controlled irrigation. Drip and sprinkle irrigation is better than flood irrigation. Avoid overuse of groundwater. If large amounts of groundwater is withdrawn, the water table falls drastically. Avoid wastage of water. Conserve wetlands. Wetlands are areas filled with water either permanently or seasonally. Wetlands act like natural filters, just like a sponge, and thus regulate the level of groundwater. Conservation of fossil fuels and energy. When all the deposits of coal, crude oil, and natural gas get exhausted, these fossil fuels will no more be available, as these are non-renewable sources of energy. Hence, their conservation is essential. Moreover, lesser the use of fuel, lesser will be the pollution. Soil conservation. Forests and grasslands need to be protected. Afforestation, bunding agriculture, contour farming, prevention of overgrazing are some ways to prevent soil erosion. Recycling. Using certain materials again and again is called recycling. Paper and cardboard can be made from used paper. Paper bags can be made from old newspapers and magazines, that is, reusing. Broken glass objects and old metallic objects can be melted and reused. All these methods help to conserve raw materials, water, and energy. Reuse and recycling of plastics also helps to reduce pollution. Wastes. Waste can be defined as the unusable and unwanted part left as a byproduct of any process. In most cases, waste generated in one process can be used to make useful things by another process. There are two types of wastes: biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste is the waste that is broken down into simple substances by natural agents and reused by nature. For example, cotton clothes, paper, wood, food remains, etc. are either decomposed by organisms such as fungi or eaten by organisms such as white ants, that is termites, or other insects such as silverfish. Biodegradable wastes are regularly used up or recycled by nature in a short time. We have learned to use this aspect of nature to our advantage. Biogas. It is also called gobar gas. It is produced by decomposition of animal dung and kitchen wastes. Biogas can be used as a cooking gas and to generate electricity through treatment of waste in especially built airtight chambers. Vermiculture. Rearing of various worms such as earthworms is called vermiculture. In vermiculture, kitchen waste, that is wet garbage such as vegetable peels, banana skin, etc. is dumped daily in a pit dug in the ground, and a thin layer of soil is spread on the top of the waste every day. The alternate layers of soil containing worms and waste are kept moist by sprinkling water daily. In a few days, the earthworms convert the waste into rich natural manure, that is, earthworm casting, which can be used in gardens. Biogas and vermiculture not only recycle waste but also help to reduce pollution and give us some useful products. Many towns and cities are encouraging recycling to reduce waste. Non-biodegradable wastes such as ash, glass, plastics, metals, etc. are called non-biodegradable waste as they cannot be broken down and decomposed by nature. Tons of ash produced by coal-burning industries and thermal power station are a serious threat to the environment.